not going to be the usual, for those who've heard me preach, I'm not even going to give you points like I usually do. So there won't be any points on the screen. There'll be some scripture on the screen, but no points per se. Because I know some people are so accustomed to taking notes, I'm going to give you a couple of notes in the first 3 minutes. So that way you can write something on your Facebook if you need to. By the way, for those who are looking for me, I deactivated my Facebook account for January because I need to spend more time on other stuff. I'm okay. I ain't dying or that. I thought maybe it's good. Sometimes you need to take a break from social media, right?
Yeah.
So I'm still on Instagram, but I'm gonna be on Facebook for a while. The only issue I see is I couldn't stream this morning because I'm not on Facebook. So some of y'all got to stream and, put it on Facebook on our home page or something like that. Okay. All right. Oh, by the way, for those others who are on Instagram or Facebook and you're looking for me, let me say this. We have a young lady who's not a member of our church, but she's part of our extended family. And Bishop, he left? Okay. Anyway, she's part of our extended family, and she does a lot of stuff on my Instagram, on our Facebook page, so you'll still see stuff, but it won't be me. It'll be, she does stuff, so don't think I'm on there. There's other people doing it, okay? So if you send me a note, it's going to go through her and then be relayed back to me, okay? All right. I'm going to preach from those who have Bibles. If you have a Bible, if you don't have a Bible and you want one, the ushers will probably be mad at me for doing this, but if you need a Bible, there are some Bibles in the back room they can get to you. Because today, I'm telling you, ain't gonna be no points on the screen. So if you ain't got a Bible, you're gonna be like, what in the world is going on? So this is gonna be Ezekiel chapter 2. Ezekiel chapter 2, it's gonna start at verse 7. Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 7. All right. Are y'all there? Mm-hmm. Now, if I did this correctly, and I'm not doing it correctly, this is part of like a 4-part series of sermons. And this is technically the introduction to what I want to preach next week. The sermon that if I get to, the Lord allows me to, next Sunday, I'm going to preach on how to feed yourself. That's what I'm going to preach on this Sunday, how to feed yourself. Today, I want to preach from the subject, you are what you eat. Wait, that's probably the most amens I'm going to get right there. What y'all just said right there, y'all saying amen right now, but it ain't going to be no amens in a minute. But that's kind of what I want to preach on. So, everybody, touch your neighbor, tell them you are what you eat. Matter of fact, that's a good place. Matter of fact, sit down. Everybody sit down. Just sit down. You are what you eat. I know. I told y'all. I know. Calm down. Chill. I'm sitting down not because I'm tired, because I have vertigo today. I don't know what's going on with that. But this is one of the blessings of having all these preachers on staff. So they all know they have a sermon already in case something happens to me. I got 4 or 5 preachers who can preach. And now we got this young preacher over here, and I know I can reach out and say, come on up here, preach. So he's more than prepared. Did they call you yet? Did they call you yet? They did? Okay, all right. Told you, man, I got you. You team hope right now. Amen. I appreciate it. Can I say thank you to our musicians? Thank you, guys. So, genuinely appreciative of them. I know we're not doing a lot of announcements today, but I do want to make this announcement. And I see I got a couple of guys here. After what happened in Florida, it made me do basically a reset. We got to rethink security. Those who saw what happened in the church in Texas. Well, everybody said Texas because everybody in church had a gun. So I got to make sure that we regroup our security team.
Amen.
Ricky's not here today, is he? So I was going to talk to Ricky about it, and of course Reggie Biffle. Let's talk about restructuring our security team. We want to have some armed people in church. I sad to say you got to do that, but I got to have that young man right there is going to be part of my security team. Amen. So y'all say, man, we're going to expand our team, make sure we have enough people here every Sunday. So if anything goes down, you know what I liked about that? It's sad that it happened, but what I like about it is 6 seconds later.
Yeah.
It was over.
Yeah.
I I need that kind of security.
Right.
I need security to say that, what should we be doing? I need somebody like, I tell you what we do.
Right.
Come up here and start trouble up at this church. 6
Right.
seconds later, it'll be over. That's what we got to be security thing 6 seconds later.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Now listen, again, this is going to be a little different. I'm going to try to be as brief as I can, but I'm going to say what I got to say. It's not going to be popular, but it's cool. I'm good with that. All right. Jesus makes an interesting statement in John chapter 4. And you can read that when you get home. But in John chapter 4, Jesus says these words. It's kind of powerful. He says, I have meat to eat that you know not of. That's a deep statement, and it's one of those things theologians really argue about what's the meat that Jesus is talking about. But Jesus says, I have meat, or sustenance, if you will, that you all don't even realize. And then in chapter 4, verse 35, he says this, he says, my meat is to do the will, check this out, listen, my meat, what I eat, what I live on, what nourishes me, he says, is to do the will, everybody say the will, of him that sent me. And then he says this, and to finish the work.
Yeah, finish the work.
So Jesus says, listen, I've got a kind of meat that you all don't even understand. He said, what's sustaining me, Jesus says, you don't even know anything about this. And he says, what's sustaining me, the meat that I have, watch this, is to do my Father's will. Somebody say will. Will. And then to do my Father's work.
Yeah, yeah.
So Jesus says, what sustains me, what I live for, what keeps me going, is the will of the Father and the work of the Father. Now he's going to put a kind of graphic up, because I told you I'd give you some notes for those, because y'all used to notes, and I'm not doing notes today, but I'll give you this. Here it is. Disciples are sustained, listen, by what Jesus says that we're supposed to be like Christ. The first thing is, we're sustained by the will of God. I'm not up here, or I shouldn't be up here, to get applause. I shouldn't base my sermons on whether y'all will say amen or not. Because what we should be doing as a church should be geared towards what the will of the Father is. Get it? And then finally, secondly, he says, the work of the Father, the work of God. So what we do in this ministry should not be based on, is it cool? The question, the litmus test, right, ought to be, is that what God wants us to do? Am I making sense so far? Okay, good. So if you got that, you'll get some of what I'm getting ready to go for then. Because he goes a little bit further. He says it's the will of God. It's the work of God. What nourishes disciples? How about the word of God? Right? Okay, I want to make sure I'm scriptural, so let me give you a scripture for that real quick. Jeremiah chapter 15, 16. I don't think I put that up there, but did I? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. Jeremiah 15. I'm so good at this. He says, your words were found, and I ate them. Jeremiah said, man, when I got your word, I was so hungry for something. I was so hungry for different. Okay, again, 30%. Three out of every 10 people will get what I'm getting ready to say. Because some people come to church because they just come to church. Some people come to church because I'm looking for something. Y'all get it? Some people came in here today, like, and they may not be members of Hope, they may not know nobody in Hope, but they've been going through some stuff in their life. And look, I came here, and I really don't care about the praise team. I really don't care if the dancers dance today. I came today because I'm looking for something.
Yeah. That's
when
it,
I come here, I need something to sustain me. I don't need to be entertained. I need something that's going to keep me. And Jeremiah says, when I found your word, that was it. I found what I needed. And listen, I didn't just leave it on the paper. I ate it. I gobbled it up. Wait, have you ever, can I say this? You ever went to a church and you learned something? Yeah. And then you went back to a church that was kind of clowning. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Matter of fact, turn my thing off. Turn it off.